Hey, what is up, you guys? It is Tyler. Welcome back to the Tyler Williams channel. Welcome back to the Chill Pill podcast. I know, guys. I know what you're all saying. You're so inconsistent with this thing. First, it was June 1st. Then it was May 12th. And now it's in September the 1st. But I'm not a podcaster, guys. I'll be the first to admit it. I'm not a podcaster. I'm a YouTuber. Like, I'm just used to uploading, like, videos, like, every day or every other day. Like, having to gather, like, a bunch of information from a bunch of wrestling companies and put it all to the podcast. I'm just not used to that. So, excuse me. Excuse me if I'm like, trying to put this thing out and I just can't. Because, like, there have been times where I, like, recorded an episode and I just didn't do it because I'm like, I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it turned out. Or it wasn't long enough, or it wasn't enough, like, content in it. So, I've done at least, like, 5, and then you're only seeing, like, the third one. So, that tells you, like, yeah, I done 2, and don't ever see the light of day. But anyway, guys, I figured today was probably the best time to do it, because we just had 3 major shows in one day yesterday. August 31st, we saw New Japan Pro Wrestling's Royal Quest show, NXT UK TAKEOVER Cardiff, presented by WWE, of course, and All Elite Wrestling's All Out, the sequel to All In. Now, I got a chance to catch all 3 of these shows. New Japan Royal Quest, I caught when it aired. I paid $25 for it, US on Fight TV. During that show, I actually became now this is going to spoil a little bit of my review, but I started to get a little disinterested, and I tuned into NXT UK. I had NXT UK playing on my laptop, and Royal Quest playing on my TV. So I started watching a little bit of UK TakeOver. Me and my cousin were enjoying that show a lot. And we're like, all right, we're going to do this and watch both of them. And whatever one's more interesting is going to get our attention. And so we ended up watching both of them for the rest of the time until Royal Quest went off. Then once UK TakeOver, I think Royal Quest went off, and then I turned off UK TakeOver because I just wanted to take a bit of a break, even though I ran errands. I want to take a bit of a break before AEW All Out. And then AEW All Out came on 3 hours later. So that was about, let's see, Royal Quest is about, like, what, 3.5 hours, I think, give or take, probably 3.5 hours. NXT UK TakeOver is about 3 hours. AEW All Out, I think, was close to 4, so 3 plus 3. There's like 10 hours of fucking wrestling I just had to sit there and watch yesterday. Not counting mat-based combat, which I do on my own. That's an additional 2 hours. That's 12 hours of wrestling yesterday. Holy fuck. Like, that's some grind right there. Like, hit that like button for the grind I just did yesterday. Because I don't know many YouTubers that stream 3 times the way I did. But anyway, guys, enough of my real rant there. But I'm gonna rant a little bit in this first show we're gonna review. I'm gonna review the show in order which they came one by one, and then at the end I'm gonna give my overall thoughts on the 3 and rank them and tell you which one I thought was the best and which one I did not like. Well, I mean, I liked all 3 shows, but one of them I just did not like, I least liked. So we'll get into the first show. New Japan Pro Wrestling's Royal Quest happened at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and it was on Fight TV, as I said earlier. And the show, ooh, you know what, we'll go one by one before I tell you the show overall. So we opened up the show with a match I really wanted to see. The team of Roppongi 3K, Yo, Sho, and Rocky Amuro versus Ryusuke Taguchi, Ren Narita, and Shota Umino. Y'all know my love for Shota Umino. Y'all know my love for Narita. And y'all know my love for Roppongi 3K. So imagine me with all 5 of these guys that I like on one match, and then Taguchi's there. Listen, I'm not a big Taguchi fan, so I could have done without him in this match, honestly. He absorbed a lot of the limelight over Narita. I would say Narita because I think Shota Umino was pretty over in this show. He got allowed, oh god, in this crowd, they started to chant shooter, and I almost wanted to shoot myself. Like, oh man, I really cannot stand the shooter. Ugh. You know, when John Moxley called him shooter, fine, whatever. That's his little pet nickname, I guess you could call it, for Shota Umino. But then people started saying his name is Shooter as if Shooter is his real name. Like, call him Shota Umino like you're supposed to. His name's not Shooter, it's Shota. This is a little nitpick I have. It's nothing serious, but But we try to get into this match, and first things first, right off the bat, we realize as soon as the show is starting off, the screen is flickering red, then green, red, green, red. It's not like the straight color red and green, but like the screen is a hue. Like it's a hue color. Like basically, it's showing you the screen, but it's showing you like the show intro, but it's greenish, and then the one next second it'd be reddish. And I'm like, okay, they're having issues, you know, they're in the UK, whatever. It's just a little bit in the intro. I'm sure they're gonna fix it. So then the show starts, right? There's no English audio. There's no English announcer. There's no Japanese announcers. You can't. They pan to Kevin Kelly and Gino Gambino speaking to the camera, and no one at home can hear a word they're saying. There is literally no commentary in this match in either side, which I guess for some of you might like. Some people actually like that there's no commentary. I mean, I know if you're watching Raw or SmackDown, I'm pretty sure you're delighted that there's no commentary, which you never get, which is sad. But I happen to like New Japan Pro Wrestling's commentary. Japanese commentary, you know, if you're trying to get into that real Japanese feel and bask in the ambience of watching New Japan Pro Wrestling, you watch Japanese commentary. You don't understand a word they're saying, but just the enthusiasm they give is just enough to get you through the show. English commentary. Kevin Kelly, great. Gino Gambino, he's pretty good. Chris Charlton, he's pretty good. I think he's a great translator, so he's very efficient and very essential to the commentary team. Rocky Romero, love him on commentary. Like, they have a good commentary team, and there was no commentary for like the first few matches, so that kind of bugged me because I'm used to it at that point. So the match starts off, and the first thing I notice is that it's buffering and buffering and buffering, and I'm like, alright, maybe my connection's going a little slow. I'm just live streaming, maybe it's going a little slow. It's probably me. It's going to probably improve a little bit longer, a little bit into the show. But it's lagging a lot. And I mean, it starts to improve a little bit, but then every like minute, every 30 seconds, it lagged, and then the whole Fight TV incoming stream come up. Like it was trying to find the stream or something. And it didn't stop. Guys, this was the whole fucking match. Just lag, buffer, lag. It was unbearable. I was so pissed that I could not enjoy this match because of the lag. And I know a lot of you, and I thought it was just me. So I checked Twitter, and I said, I'm checking Twitter, and I'm like, okay, let's see anyone else having it. No. Everyone else who's using Fight TV is having the same problem. Just list of people on Twitter and Reddit all complaining and adding Fight TV. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What's going on with this stream? Like, it sucks ass. Like, this stream is ass. Like, what the fuck? And then on top of that, the audio keeps on going in and out. Like, it keeps getting shoddy. Some people said their stream just died completely. And I'm like, you know what? In the UK, it's the first match. It'll improve at some point. But was I fucking wrong? So then we get into the next match, right? Kota Ibushi versus Juice Robinson. Oh, no that would have been a good match, though. Kota Ibushi and Juice Robinson versus Yujiro Takahashi and Hikuleo. So, Kota Ibushi's entrance starts, and what do you know? It starts buffering again. And I said, oh my fucking god, it's going to buffer through this match too? So, entrances, buffering, match, buffering. I could not get into this match at all because it was just so annoying. And this is the first 30 minutes of the show, mind you. First 30 minutes is just anything but buffering. I'm pretty sure I didn't say the result for the last match. I'm sorry. Show ended up pinning Renarita with a bridging German suplex. Getting back into this match. And, you know, I can't say I didn't see any of it because I did. But, like, your brain, when you get annoyed, your brain kind of blocks out whatever the hell happened because you're just bummed out. Like, I was just kind of, like, not focused. I was trying to focus because Kota Ibushi's in the ring. The first thing I noticed is that Kota Ibushi did not have his G1 briefcase with him. So, I'm wondering if he couldn't bring it with him or if they still are making a briefcase. Because I have not seen my man with his G1 briefcase yet. I'm just saying. So, Kota Ibushi ends up hitting his Boomie knee onto Hikuleo, I believe, and gets the pin. Kota Ibushi drops him win the match. I can't even tell you if it was good or not because I barely could watch the whole thing. Then we get into the next match. Will Ospreay and Robbie Eagles versus El Fantasmo and Taiji Ishimori. Now, I said, this is one of the matches I'm really excited for. If it buffers during this match too, the third match in a row, if it's still buffering, I'm calling Fight TV and I'm getting a fucking refund because this is unacceptable. I paid $25. I pay $7.99 every single month for the last year to watch New Japan World all the time, anytime I want. The streams are almost practically flawless. There's no buffering issues, and if there is, it's on my end. New Japan World doesn't have these issues. Fight TV Harbor, oh, it was shitting the bed the whole time. Then we get into this match and open the door. What do you know? It's fucking buffering and lagging still. And I said, you know what? If it's still buffering by the time this match is over, I'm calling these motherfuckers right on the stream too. And it did it throughout the whole entire match. Couldn't even enjoy it. It robbed my enjoyment of this. The first 3 matches, I straight up could not enjoy them because it was so hard to get into it because the match just kept buffering over and over and over again. I know I'm a broken record, but I know at this point you guys probably understand my frustration. I'm going to stop saying it. But anyway, Eagles, the few parts I did see were pretty good from these two teams. I really want to see a tag team rematch between these two. Well, alright, I'll get into that in a little bit. So, Robbie Eagles and ELP, they're battling it out. Ospreay gets him down. He tags in Eagles. So now Ospreay and Eagles gets Taiji Ishimori on the top rope. Now, they're both on the top rope with Ishimori, and I said, they're about to do a double Spanish fly, aren't they? I'm like, yo, this is either going to end really bad because it's not like it's 2 men doing a suplex. It's 1 man on one side of the rope, another man on the other side of the rope, and then another man right in the center on the turnbuckle. All it takes is 1 man to slip, and all 3 of them are going to tumble. So I'm like, I hope these men have perfect fucking balance because if one slips, they're all going down. And luckily, they were able to hit the move. It wasn't really too smooth, but it was still pretty cool to see. So they had double Spanish Fly onto Taiji Ishimori and got the pin. I believe it was Ospreay that got the pin. So Will Ospreay wins the match for his team. After the match, ELP and Ishimori kind of leave the ring, and that left Ospreay and Eagles in the ring with the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. And I gave the world's biggest eye roll. Now, why, you might ask? Here's the thing. Will Ospreay, I think he is a great wrestler. You know, I think he's one of the best high flyers we have. I think there's aspects of him. He has flaws. I think everyone points that out, but he has flaws. But overall, he's a great talent and he's a great asset to the New Japan Pro Wrestling roster. But, and I don't know if you guys watch Forrest Sova or not, but he said this in one of his other videos. There's too much Ospreay. There is way too much Ospreay on New Japan Pro Wrestling. Started from the beginning of the year, when he faced Kota Ibushi and won the Never Boy Championship. Cool, fine, and dandy. Then he went into New Japan Cup. Cool, fine, and dandy. You know, Junior Heavyweight in the New Japan Cup, that's pretty cool. I think he made it to like the quarterfinals. Whatever. Then he went to BOSJ, right? BOSJ was a great tournament. I don't care what anybody says. I love that tournament. Went into it. Beat Shingo Takagi in the finals. I was upset because I didn't believe Shingo should have lost that match. But it's okay because it turns out he didn't need to win because he's going to go to heavyweight division. So, whatever. Ospreay won. Didn't need it, but he won. I'm like, okay. Should be over for him. Nope. Goes into the G1 Climax. Now, when they announced Ospreay for the G1 Climax, I was excited. And then my excitement went down because I'm like, why is he in the G1 Climax? Like, I'm just sitting there like, bro, didn't you just win BOSJ? Why are you in the G1 Climax? Why? Like, it could have been reserved for anybody. I mean, Shingo was in it too. So the 2 finals were in it, so I'm like, okay, that's fine now. If Shingo wasn't in it, I would have been pissed. But I'm like, 2 finals are in it, okay, I guess, but like, Ospreay really doesn't need to be in this tournament. He just won BOSJ. He just won the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship at Dominion, mind you. He doesn't need to be in this tournament. Mind you, great matches all around. A lot of great matches from Will Ospreay. But, like, really? You just had, like, fucking, like, how many matches do you have in BOSJ? Then you had more matches in G1? Like, how is his body not fucking jelly at this point? I don't know. So, then, coming out of G1, by the way, his record was, like, tied like everybody else on this block. It wasn't, like, that good, but it wasn't, like, bad either. It was somewhere in the middle. So he gets out of that tournament. I'm like, okay, let's give Ospreay a break here. You've done New Japan Cup, you've done BOSJ, and you've done the G1. That's 3 tournaments in a row. Calm down. So we get into the Super J Cup. And, of course, they announce Will Ospreay versus Amazing Red for the first round. Now, I still haven't seen that match because it's not New Japan World yet. I heard it was quote unquote amazing, right? I heard it was a great match. I don't doubt it being a great match, but that's the 4th fucking tournament this year. The 4th. It's only next September. Too much Ospreay. And then we get into this show, and now he's gonna be contending for the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. Bro, you're the Junior Heavyweight Champion. Focus on your own. So I'm like, yo, let's calm down with Will Ospreay. Like, Ghetto, I don't know why he has a big ass boner for this man at the moment, but I need him to chill out because there's too much Ospreay going on right now. Like, at first when Forrest Silva was saying it, and some people on Twitter were saying it too, like, okay, this is a lot of Ospreay. I'm like, oh, he's having a great match, whatever. But now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm seeing way too much of this guy. I need him to go away for a while before I start disliking him. You can have so many great matches, but it's a such thing as overexposure. And I feel like Will Ospreay, I'm getting a lot of overexposure from this guy. It's not gonna be too soon before I start rebelling against this guy. Like, I need them to calm down. He better not win that Junior Championship. So listen, I like Robbie Eagles. But you have Rocky, who it could have been Rocky and Eagles. Why couldn't we just got that? Why couldn't we just got Rocky Romero and Eagles? They're both from Chaos. I mean, I guess you can't do Yo and Show because they're a unit in their own right. So you could have done Rocky. But no, we're getting Ospreay at Eagles. With Ospreay still as the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. So imagine if Ospreay is holding 2 titles, both Junior Heavyweight titles, and then the motherfucker still wants to compete in the World Tag League, in the Super Juniors Tag League, in fucking the heavyweight division. Like, calm the fuck down, dude. Like, I know you're going through a tough time. I guess he has depression and whatnot, and wrestling is really compensating for that. But, bro, please go do something else. Please. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. Like, like I said, it's not that his matches are bad. It'd be a different story if they were bad. I'd be tearing him down if they were bad. They're really good to great matches, but enough. I feel like I've seen more Ospreay this year than I've seen Okada, and Okada is their main guy, and that says a lot. Ospreay recently ranked number 1 in, like, the wrestler with the most, like, consistent star ratings of Wrestling Observer, whatever the fuck Dave Meltzer wants to call it, like the most like 5-star matches or whatever the fuck. He's basically quote unquote the best wrestler in the world. I don't agree with that statement. I don't agree with that sentiment. But the fact that he probably is number 1 for like the most star ratings, it makes sense because the guy had like what fucking 500 matches this year. If you do like a match every single week, at some point you're gonna get that record, right? But enough Ospreay. I'm done talking about it. I'm moving on. So then we get into the next match: Tetsuya Naito and Sonata versus Jay White and Chase Owens. So, stream was still bugging out. I said I had enough. So I get on my phone. I'm trying to call these guys. They're like, "Oh, you gotta email them a Fight TV." So then I email them. I emailed them the I want a refund. This is unbearable, whatever. And then the guy responds back to me and he's like, okay, we can refund you, but we're going to take back the stream. We're going to make sure it gets shut off, whatever. And then on top of that, it's like, yeah, you get the stream shut off, you get $25 back, whatever. Or we'll give you 25 like mobile app credit, whatever the fuck that's supposed to be. I don't know what that is. Like maybe it's like $25 towards a show. I don't know what that is. I'll figure it out later. Still don't even know. So he's like, one or the other. You get the credits and you get to watch the show, or we refund you and the show gets cut off. Now, I'm live streaming, so I can't cut the show off. Like, I can't just straight up like, okay, show's over, we're cutting the stream off, I'm done. Like, I was like, I had to think about that. Like, I'm live streaming New Japan Royal Quest. There's people watching right now. I can't cut the show off. So I'm like, alright, I'll just do the fucking 25. If I wasn't streaming, I would have probably refunded the show and just watched UK TakeOver. I'm like, alright, fine, I'll just get the fucking 25 credits thing. So I got that. And then the match started. It was buffering a little bit, but noticeably, like, halfway through this match, it just stopped buffering altogether. I think they sent out emails saying, oh, we've talked to the team, and they're fixing everything right now. I'm like, yo, why did it take them an hour to fix everything? Shouldn't they have, like, you know, fixed this before the show went on air? Just saying. You should have had your shit together when the show started. But nonetheless, we get into this match. And still, I was just so annoyed, I barely got into it. I mean, Sonata was in the ring, so it was kind of hard to get into that. But, oh, man, let me not knock Sonata. He's not bad, but some of y'all overhype this, man. I'm just going to say, y'all overhype this, man. He is not Evil. He is not Shingo. He is not Naito. Like, he is fourth in place of LIJ for me. But anyway, and Naito got into the ring with Jay White a few times. They had some good interactions. It really came down to Sonata and Chase Owens doing a lot of the work here. Ghetto's on the outside trying to stop the two most they can. Jay White in the end, I believe, tried to hit the... No, was it Jay White? No, Naito. Oh, God. Okay, so this shocked the hell out of me here. So, Jay White goes for something, right? Naito manages to counter this, go for the Destino. But White gets out of it. I think he grabs a chair. Naito ends up hitting the Destino on Jay White and pins him. I was shocked. Because, you know, usually Chase Owens is in the match to get pinned. So, the fact that Jay White got pinned was just like, wow. That's wow. So, Jay White got pinned. I was shook. He got pinned by the champion nonetheless. And they're like, what? We're like a few weeks out from their title match. Which can mean only one thing. But, you know, I ain't gonna say it right now because I might anger some LIJ fans. But Tetsuya Naito pinned Jay White in this match. And, yeah, that was the match. Then we got into the match I think I was most looking forward to. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa versus Aussie Open. I love Aussie Open. Aussie Open is one of the best tag teams outside of, like, really any company I watch right now. Like, these guys are just amazing. I got exposed to them last year in Progress's Hello Wembley show, and that, like, very clusterfuck of a tag team match they had going on, which I think it's called the clusterfuck or whatever. But it was a wow. Like, that match was just insane. This match wasn't on that par. I think I would say I set my expectations too high for this match because it wasn't really great, but it was still a really good match though. Like, there's a lot of interactions in here with these teams, and they made it work. I want to see a rematch sometime down the line. That's if, like, they're gonna have Mark Davis and Cal Fletcher in Japan, like, because this is in the UK. And technically it was a New Japan debut since it's a New Japan show, but it wasn't in Japan. So you know what I mean? Like, it's probably the only time we're gonna see this match. Nonetheless, though, Kyle Fletcher, Mark Davis, they were trying to fly all over the place. Tonga Loa tried to keep them grounded. In the end, though, they ended up hitting the middle powerbomb onto Kyle Fletcher, and Tonga Loa pinned Kyle Fletcher, and Guerrillas of Destiny retained the tag team titles, which I expected. I did not think for a single second that Aussie Open was going to win this match. I was just looking forward to the match itself. Then we get into the Never Openweight Championship match. Kenta versus Tomohiro Ishii. It was a really good match. I thought it was probably the best. I would say the best match of the night because the first four matches I really couldn't judge. It was a really good match. It was everything you expect from this match. Stiff kicks from Kenta, like, all around. Fucking chops and everything, and lariat exchanges from Ishii. One point, Kenta almost fucking killed Tomohiro Ishii. I think it was earlier in the match. Like, I forgot what the move was, but I felt like he almost killed Ishii in this match. Especially the way, like, Ishii, like, headbutted. Oh my god, the funniest part in this match, they were elbowing each other, right? And Ishii, I believe, headbutted Kenta. And Kenta went like all woozy and shit. So he tried to hit a quick twist and clothesline onto Ishii as like a retaliation. But like I guess he was so dazed that he could not hit this clothesline at all. He did the slowest turnaround and like the faintest clothesline and then just fell. It was fucking hilarious. The crowd was laughing. He tried to do another move and he was still like dazed and doing it. And Ishii was just like, whatever, keep on coming at me. And then he started to come back, which is pretty cool. You know, Ishii's a stone pitbull, so he's no selling shit all the time. Which he's really the only guy I could accept doing no sells. Maybe him and Evil, and probably Shingo, but no one else. Kenta was doing his best Shibata impressions in this match, hitting his corner hesitation drop kick and his PK, which he's done before. It's not like anything new, but like him doing that now after what we saw at G1 Climax Finals is just like, oh my god, like the icing on the cake. You know what I mean? So the match went a good like 15 minutes or so. Tama Tonga ended up coming out. I was pretty pissed off because it was really good up until that point. They came off. Ishii was fighting them off. Referee got down at some point. I don't know when or how it happened, but referee got down. They ended up hitting the Magic Killer onto Ishii. They go for the cover. Kenta goes for the cover, and he kicks out. And the crowd leaps to their feet. I was hyped. I'm like, holy shit, Ishii kicked out of that. But then he put Kenta down. He put himself down. He put Ishii down with a PK kick and a GTS and got the pin. So Kenta is now your new Never Weight champion, which I thought was going to happen. I wasn't really all that shocked by the result, but nonetheless, really good match by these two men. I would say best match of the night. Kenta's a Never Weight champion. Everyone's probably going to say, oh, he's going to face Shibata Kingdom. I'm not going to jump to conclusions on that one until I hear that he is fully medically healthy and clear, so I'm not even going to really jump to conclusions on that one. I'm just going to assume we're going to get Kenta versus Shingo as of right now. Then we get into the co-main event. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Zack Sabre Jr. This had to be the fourth match this year between the two men, between their match in New Japan Cup. What was it? New Japan Cup. They had a match at MSG. They had a match at... They had a match. They just had one like a month or two ago, and now they have one here. I'm like, bro, I'm done with this match. I do not care. Like, I honestly, this was the point in the show when I pulled up NXT TakeOver on my laptop because I just did not care about this match. I did not care to see it. Like, I've seen their matches. It's really gonna be. Like, it's gonna be the G1. It's gonna be like the same match I've seen already. They're gonna implement some new moves. It's gonna be the same. Like, Tanahashi works the same style every single match and never changes. Zack Sabre Jr. works mostly the same style every single match and never changes. So aside from like a few different moves, it's gonna be the same match, just for a different audience. So I'm like, I don't care. So I turned on that NXT TakeOver at this point. I started watching that, half-ass watching this. You know, they were doing grapples and, you know, roll-up pins and technical It's a wash. It's a fucking Zack Sabre Jr. Tanahashi match. That's all I'm going to say. In the end, though, Tanahashi put down Will Ospreay with his four moves. The Sling Blade, Twist and Shout, Dragon Suplex, and then hit a high fly flow on Zack Sabre Jr. and got the pin. The crowd went ballistic for this, as Hiroshi Tanahashi is now your new Rev Pro heavyweight champion. A lot of people didn't expect this to happen, but I was saying there like Zack Sabre Jr. has beat him like every single time. No, he didn't beat him in the G1, but he beat him like mostly all the time this year. He was due for this win. Like, I didn't see any other result but Tanahashi pinning Zack Sabre Jr. Or like he was going to tap him out, but pinning Zack Sabre Jr. So I wasn't shocked by this, but it was pretty cool the visual to see Hiroshi Tanahashi air guitaring the Rev Pro Championship with all the UK people just like cheering him on. That was pretty cool. Then we get into the main event, Kazuchika Okada versus Minoru Suzuki for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. You know, I want to say this was great, but like it was so slow for the first half. So slow. I mean, they were doing everything you expect. Okada did put his opponent on the rope and slap him on the chest like he does with everybody. And I'm not saying it was a bad match. Like, they had great psychology, great in-ring work. Of course, just Minoru Suzuki, as the match went on, was just striking the shit out of Okada. Like, every time they did elbow exchanges, he did it more stiff and more stiff. I just felt like the problem I had with this match was that when they did their elbow exchanges and their strikes, it just felt like repeated spots from earlier. Like, every time he go for a hit to Okada's like, no, hit me again. And Suzuki would hit him again. No, hit me again. Okay, hit me again. Okay, and then he would finally start jumping. No, hit me again. And then he goes down. This spot happened at least like 2 or 3 times in this match. And then Okada would start coming back. And then Suzuki would start doing the same thing again with the elbows. And, you know, he did like a tilt-a-whirl in this match, which is pretty cool. But, like, there was no point. Literally no point in this match where I thought Minoru Suzuki was going to win. So that was a little part of why I wasn't really too invested, because, like, it just seemed unrealistic, because it's Okada. Like, Okada is one of those wrestlers where, like, you got to be top tier ranking in the company in order to beat him. Like, Minoru Suzuki, I love the guy to death. He's a legend, but he's not in the heavyweight title picture. He's not in the main event scene, so it just was unrealistic to me. So I'm just watching this match with the given mindset that, okay, at some point, Okada's going to twist the Rainmaker, his twisting Tombstone, he's going to hit the Rainmaker, and he's going to get the pin. And he did just that. It went about a good 35, maybe 30, 40 minutes. I'm not entirely sure, because I was kind of watching this and watching UK TakeOver. He hit his twisting Rainmaker, he hit his twisting Tombstone, Rainmaker, wrist control, another Rainmaker, and got the pin. So Kazuchika Okada is still your IWGP champion. I'm sure none of you really guessed it otherwise. After the match, he cut a promo in English. That was pretty cool. Sonata came out. He put down the challenge for Okada. I said, boo. I was booing. They have boring matches. I'll say it. I don't care for Sonata Okada matches. I'm probably still gonna watch the match because it's happening like King of Pro Wrestling, but I don't care for the match whatsoever. So that was Royal Quest. Then we get into NXT UK TakeOver. Now I'm gonna try to get through this as fast as I can because I don't have too much time left to wander. But UK TakeOver. First match we had was Noam Dar versus Travis Banks. Good match. Good match. It wasn't anything too special. All the good stuff came after this match, honestly. Wasn't too special. But it was good in-ring psychology by both men. Noam Dar ended up putting Travis Banks down with the running kick to the face for the pin. So Noam Dar won the match. Cesaro laid down a challenge earlier in the night for anyone who was willing to accept during this show. And I didn't know who it was going to be. Now, mind you, I was watching Royal Quest at the time. And my friend texted me. And he's like, bro, Ilya Dragunov versus Cesaro was so cool. And I fucking hopped out of my chair and I said, you are lying to me. Because there's no way that match happened. Like, it's still unreal to me that Ilya Dragunov is in NXT UK. Like, I'm still, like, coming to the sense, like, okay, he's a WWE wrestler now. He can face WWE guys. But when he said Cesaro, one of my favorites, versus Ilya Dragunov, a match I never knew I actually thought I was ever going to see until now. I'm like, yo, when this show's over, I'm watching that match. So I watched this match. I didn't end up watching it until the morning. This morning. Like, I watched the show, like, literally an hour ago. I watched the match. It was fucking great. These two threw down Ilya Dragunov. If you guys do not know who Ilya Dragunov is, I did a whole video on him on who the fuck is Ilya Dragunov. Go check it out. Go check out some of his matches. If you didn't see this one, I'm sure you've seen this one because you're watching this review. But Ilya Dragunov is one of the best fucking things in this entire company. Not just NXT UK, not just NXT, but WWE as a whole. Ilya Dragunov is the shit. That man is just super resilient, super strong, super fast. He exuberates this charisma that I don't think many wrestlers have. It's like his kind of like his own thing. And the chemistry with Cesaro was just so intense. Like, Cesaro powering him up, and Ilya would try to get out of it, or he would just sell it like a boss, because he always sells shit so well. Sells it like he's about to die. He's on the verge of death. Cesaro did his giant swing on the Ilya Dragunov, and got 40 rotations on Ilya Dragunov. Fucking impressive. There's also one point in here where I think he did like a military press onto him, which was pretty cool. He's just so strong. He's gotten better with age, I would say. Like, I mean, Cesaro's always been great. I've never ever thought Cesaro was bad. But, like, his matches are still great. Like, throw him in there with anybody and give him like solid 10 to 15 minutes. He can put on a great match with literally anybody. But nonetheless, Cesaro ended up hitting his I haven't seen him bust out this move in I don't know how long, because I don't watch WWE. You guys know this. So I marked the fuck out when he hit that pop-up uppercut, because I fucking love that move. He hit the European uppercut, then a neutralizer on the Ilya Dragon. I forgot the pin. Cesaro wins the match. Would have rather Ilya went over, but, you know, it was a great match, so he still won in defeat. Even in defeat, he still won. So I'll give him that. Then we get into the next match. James Drake and Zach Gibson of the Grizzled Young Veterans versus Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews versus Gallus of, I think it's Joe Coffey and Wolfgang. Yeah, Joe Coffey and Wolfgang. No, is it Joe? It's Mark Coffey. Mark Coffey and Wolfgang. I'm sorry. I know Coffey brothers are in the UK, in NXT UK, so I'm trying to make sure I get the names right here. This match was off the fucking chain, guys. This was the best match. I would say this is the best match of like all three shows. It was just high-flying action from Morgan and Andrews. Then you had the very technical mix with all-roundedness from the tag team champions, James Drake and Zach Gibson. And then you had the Power Beast style, which, you know, like literally every big wrestler in the world can fucking do moonsaults nowadays, from Gallus. So this was just all over the place. I can't even really call the spots of this match. If you have time, you have to watch this tag team match, if anything, because it was just that fucking great. Like a few of the spots were down here. Like one of the spots in here, me and Darren like were legitimately worked out for. When Wolfgang did like his slingshot, you know, like your opponent's on your like knees, their back is on your knees, and you kind of slingshot them forward. Well, he's about to slingshot him into, I believe, Wolfgang, and Morgan fucking turns this into a Canadian Destroyer, which was dope. It's so funny how nowadays, like, back in the day, you almost never saw Canadian Destroyers on WWE television, and now it's fucking everywhere. Not even just WWE, like, it's everywhere now. Maybe except New Japan. I don't see it as much there, but everyone does it now. I think that's so funny. Kind of hinders the move a bit, but nonetheless. Some dope spots and near falls after this. GYB hits their Saturn machine onto Morgan. So Zach Gibson directs James Drake, hey, go lay everyone out. So he hits a suicide dive on everybody. He goes for the pin, but Mark Andrews is the legal man here. So Mark Andrews ends up hitting his shooting star press mid-pin onto fucking Zach Gibson, which, mind you, the body weight of him and Zach Gibson just splashed all on Flash Morgan Webster, so that hurt his partner probably more than anything. But he ends up pinning Zach Gibson, and they win the NXT UK Tag Team Championships for what was fucking dope match. You need to do yourself a favor and go check it out if you haven't already. Then we roll in to the co-main event. Joe Coffey, not the co-main event. The next match, Joe Coffey versus Dave Mastiff in the last man standing match. This match is pretty dope too. Not as dope as the last match that it was. Just two big horsemen going at it. As soon as the bell rang, they were going at it on the outside. Went straight into the crowd, just hitting all types of big, heavy strikes. And they had chairs. And at one point, they each had chairs. And they collided into each other, which was kind of cool and kind of funny at the same time. But they kept that battle going. They went up to where the announcers were. And they started fighting on the announcer's table. And I don't know who hit the slam. I think it was Joe Coffey slammed Dave Mastiff on the table, and the table didn't break. Which is just always more impactful when the table doesn't break, because it's like, holy shit, like, that had to fucking hurt. So then they go at the top of the platform, because there's a platform, like, right behind the announce table. So they go on top of the platform, probably, like, about a good, like, maybe 10 feet up, I guess. 10 feet off the ground, plus the additional probably 3 feet off the ground the announce table is. So they're on top of the platform, they're battling it out. I believe Dave Mastiff hits a headbutt on Joe Coffey, and both men go flying off the platform on the two tables that just so happen to be set up right where they need to fall. So, of course. So they go through the tables, and they're both getting up to their feet. They go near these travel boxes, these travel cases. You know the one I'm talking about. There's like these little like cases with the wheels on them that you usually put stuff into. Well, they're using levers to get up to their feet, which I'm like, someone's gonna fall back down. Now they get to the count of 9, and Joe Coffey literally fucking kicks Dave Mastiff's box, and he falls back down to the mat at the count of 10. I'm like, wow. First of all, I don't even know that should be legal. Because he sabotaged it. Like, usually in a last man standing match, if you hit your opponent, that breaks the pin. Now, technically, that's a loophole there because he didn't hit his opponent. He hit the travel box. But I'm like, I don't think that should count. But I'll go with it as a finish because it's pretty unique. So, Joe Coffey won the match. Pretty good. Then we get to the next match, Toni Storm versus Kaylee Ray. This was good as well. Probably the weakest of the bunch. Was it weaker than the opener? I don't know. It was still good nonetheless. At some points, I guess the storyline here was that Toni Storm is getting bullied by Kaylee Ray because she was crying at some point to this match. I'm like, what are you crying for? Like, she's not doing anything to you that you haven't. Like, it wasn't like she was like putting her in this high-end submission or hit her with chairs or, you know, like cutting her hair. Like, she wasn't doing anything remotely like demoralizing to her or extremely painful. But Toni Storm is fucking crying. I'm not like tears, like sobbing, like in a corner, you know, curled up in a ball crying. But like, you know, jaw, like mouth wide open, face all like choked up and eyes looking red, like fighting back. I'm like, what are you, what? Like, I guess to add a drama to the match, I was just sitting there like, what the fuck are you crying for? like wrestle. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. And then she started doing it again in the match. I'm like, girl, you gonna fucking lose. Like, I don't know what you're doing. But, and I didn't think she was going to lose the title. I didn't watch any of the build-up, so I'll tell you that much right away. I didn't think she was going to lose to Kaylee Ray, because it just didn't seem like a worthy opponent to her. Not Kaylee Ray or anything. But, fuck off, I know what I'm talking about, right? Because Kaylee Ray hits, I don't know what she calls this, but it basically was a widow's peak, onto the rope, onto Toni Storm. Early in the match she hit it, so this is the second one. She hit on the Toni Storm on the ropes. And then she had a third one onto the mat, and she pins Toni Storm, and Kaylee Ray is now your NXT UK champion. Didn't expect that outcome at all, so I'll say that much. Kaylee Ray is your new champion. Good match for these two women. Then we get to the main event. Volta versus Tyler Bate for the NXT UK championship. Now, these two men had a match last year at Progress. Now, please, let me take a sip real quick because my throat's getting a little parched. We're not going to get any edits in this video because I got to go to work straight after this. So, you know. Refreshing. So, as I was saying, Tyler Bate and Walter had a match last year in Progress in the main event. The match went, I think, like 38 minutes, maybe close to 40. And it was a great match. I thought it was one of the best matches of the year. This match right here, 41 minutes, I really do not want to say it felt like a carbon copy of the match, but there were a lot of spots in this match that I felt like I saw straight from that first match they had in Progress. And I don't want to say it took away from my enjoyment of the match, but I felt like I literally, at some points in this match, was watching a replay of the first match they had. I'm not sure that was the first match they ever had, but the match they had in Progress last year. So, now, of course, when you go on that length of time, you have to drag the match on a bit. And a lot of the match was just Walter chopping Tyler Bate. And the story being told was how resilient is Tyler Bate? How long is he going to last with Walter? Can he stand the chops? Can he avenge his fallen friends? You know, Pete Dunne and Trent Seven. And that was the story in the match. And I enjoyed it. I think they told a good story. Except for, like, the repeated spots. But, you know, when you face off against people for multiple times, what else are you going to do? It happened with Zack Sabre Jr. and Tanahashi. It felt like the same fucking match. So I'm just tuned out of it. I didn't tune out for this because it got really interesting towards like the 25-minute mark. When Tyler Bate was fucking lifting Walter up and hitting him with those jabs. One of the coolest spots, and I call them Jay White spots. Because Jay White's one of the smartest wrestlers in the fucking universe, and everyone should agree with me on that one. But there was one point in here, right, where he's chopping Tyler Bate, and Tyler Bate hits his bot bang, which is like basically a straight up jab right to the face of Walter. Now, mind you, Tyler Bate's kind of like, you know, dangling over himself, like he's kind of slouched on, about to fall down, and he hits the jab on a Walter. And Walter looks like he's almost knocked out, but instead of falling to the mat and basically letting Tyler Bate get a pin attempt on him, he falls forward onto Tyler Bate. I'm like, that was smart. Shit like this is wrestling is stuff I appreciate. Like, the psychology of Walter being like, what, close to 300 pounds, probably 300 pounds, falling on Tyler Bate, using his dead weight to keep Tyler Bate from getting up and pinning him in that moment was just so smart. I appreciate that stuff. And there's another spot in here where like Tyler Bate did a move, and like Tyler Bate was like exhausted. He was trying to go over the pin, and the crowd's like all hype and whatnot. And then as soon as he went for the pin, Walter rolls on. Now we've seen this spot a lot in wrestling, but when it gets like very intense and someone does that, it gets great heel heat. But I'm just like, that was smart. Like, you're exhausted, you probably can't go no more, and he's down raw of the ring. Like, Walter was doing some. Tyler Bate was too. Tyler Bate was stalling most of the time, which added a lot of intrigue in his match. And every time they start coming back and getting his second win, and third win, and fourth win, it really played into that drama of the match, especially in the last act. And ultimately, in the end, Walter put down Tyler Bate after doing his powerbomb, his sleeper hold. He tried everything. After doing everything he can, even a body splash off the top rope that beat Pete Dunne for the UK Championship in New York. He hit him with a lariat and got the pin over Tyler Bate. And I know a lot of people were upset with this. Like, oh my god, how did he win the match with the fucking clothesline? I can't believe it. Like, guys, fucking in America, clotheslines are nothing. Unless your name is JBL. Clotheslines are fucking nothing to you. But in Japan, in the UK, in any other fucking like country in the world, lariats can fucking win the match. Because your strong arm is full force going straight across your neck. Like, it's believable that can end the match. So I wasn't mad at the way the match ended. It did seem a little bit like, oh, okay, that was out of nowhere. But I wasn't mad at that match ending. I thought the match was great. Nonetheless, I don't want to say, I don't know if it's better than our first match because I have to go back and watch it. I still stand by. I feel like it was a little bit repeat, but I would say it was better than the first match whatsoever. Still a great match, great show, enjoyed it. Then we get to AEW All Out, which happened at 7:30 p.m. So we get into the pre-show, the buy-in, the 21 women casino battle royale. Man, what can I say about this? First, before I do all this, let me go down the line of every woman that was in this match real quick, so that way you guys know all the entrants that came out and in what order. So, as part of the club, we have Shalandra Royale, which I've never heard of her before. Leva Bates, the librarian. Fabi Apache, who I have heard of before. I think I've seen her wrestle and I wasn't a fan of hers. Priscilla Kelly, I think the wife of Darby Allin. And Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose, I believe, threw everyone out. In like the first draw, all got thrown up on Nyla Rose. I'm like, all right, girl, let's go. I see you coming out here. So she throws everybody out. Then the Diamonds come out. We got Penelope Ford, Shazza McKenzie, Sadie Gibbs, Big Swole, the wife of Cedric Alexander, and Britt Baker. Now, as you guys know, I was pegging Britt Baker to win this match, and she did pretty good for herself. Let me just say before I get to that, let me to the clubs. Like, literally everyone got eliminated by Nyla Rose, so no one really cares at the clubs. The Diamonds, however, they did a little bit more work. Mind you, Penelope Ford, she did her spot on Nyla Rose, but she got eliminated. Shazza McKenzie did her spot, but she got eliminated. Sadie Gibbs, for someone they were building up, I thought she would do a little bit better, but she eliminated like one person. Who did she eliminate? She eliminated somebody. I don't know who it was. She eliminated somebody, and then next second she was gone. I'm like, whoa, all right. Then Big Swole, she did her few spots, but she got eliminated by Nyla Rose. Britt Baker remained in there for a while. Then the Spades came out. We got Tennille Dashwood, which is a pretty cool surprise. Ivelisse, Bea Priestley, Brandy Rhodes, and Awesome Kong. Tennille Dashwood, she didn't really do much, got eliminated by Awesome Kong. Ivelisse didn't really do much, got eliminated by Awesome Kong. Bea Priestley did, she did, I think, the most out of almost anybody in this match, except for Nyla Rose, who is still in the match, mind you. So here Nyla Rose are tearing it up in the ring. Brandy Rhodes came in here. She was working with Awesome Kong, but all in all, except for like this one spot she did with like, I think, Nyla Rose that put her down, which is pretty cool. Like, she really did nothing. And then Awesome Kong was in here, and she was, she did a few things, but it was pretty unimpressive. And I would have thought, with the way they built up Awesome Kong and Aja Kong in the last match, that she was going to come out at some point, but Aja Kong never did. Spoiler alert. Then the Hearts came out. We have Allie, Nicole Savoy, Teal Piper, ODB, and Jazz. Allie came in this match. She got like one elimination, I think, and got eliminated. Nicole Savoy came in this match, did a few spots in there with Nyla Rose, got eliminated. Teal Piper, probably the most everyone was looking forward to. Let's see what she could do. Now, mind you, Teal Piper has like no wrestling experience. None. I don't think she's ever wrestled a day in her life up until this point. As far as I know, I don't think she's ever wrestled. So, and I think anyone could tell she has never wrestled before because she got into this ring. I shit you not. She got in this ring. She might have posed. She might have threw a punch. But someone threw her through the middle rope and she got right outside the ring. She got back into the ring and then got immediately eliminated. I was like, y'all built this woman up on the all-out thing. And then she did fucking absolutely nothing. I thought that was so... I was dying on the inside. Like, yo, she really came in here with all this hype and did nothing but got eliminated. I was laughing. I'm like, yo, that was so... That's fucking embarrassing. Like, y'all shouldn't have had her in this match. She was nothing but elimination. That's all she was. She got eliminated by fucking ODB. Now, if any of y'all watch the old Impact Wrestling, y'all know who she is. When they said ODB, I marked out. I'm like, what the fuck? I have not heard ODB's name in like probably 10 fucking years. Probably 10 fucking years. I have not heard her name in a very, very, very long time. So I marked out when I heard her name. She came in here. She looks exactly the same. Like literally all the same hair. You know, she got I got firm tits. Like, you know how she says the whole thing. You know, she still looks like one of those big built one. Like she still looks like a badass. So I was marking out for that. And then Jazz came out. You know, Jazz is also one of the women built up in the teaser for literally all the women's build up for this match got like nothing in. So Jazz comes out. You know, she gets in here for a little bit. She got eliminated. Like, that's it. Mercedes Martinez was the Joker card. She did a little bit, but she got eliminated. This match was... Let me say the results. So, then we came down to Bea Priestley, Nyla Rose, and Britt Baker. Nyla Rose ends up eliminating Bea Priestley. No, Britt Baker eliminated Bea Priestley. My bad. So it came down to Britt Baker, Nyla Rose. They bought it up for like, I think a minute. And then Bea Priestley saw opportunity, pulled down the arm of Britt Baker, and led Nyla Rose to eliminate her. So Nyla Rose, after 10 eliminations, which is a great feat for 21 women, 20 including herself, won the match. Great for her. I thought she had a really good performance in this match. But I did not like this match. I will be the first to say it. I did not like this match. The pacing was just all over the fucking place. The first half, fine. Like the first half of this match, I mean the first part was fine with the clubs. She threw everyone out, whatever. Diamonds came in, then it went all over the fucking place. Penelope Ford was doing spots, then she met Shazza McKenzie, then Sadie Gibbs. It just didn't feel like a fucking medium was anywhere. Like the men's Battle Royale, they had their spots, everyone did their thing, that was cool. But these women felt like they were trying to do spots at the same time. The cameras didn't know where to focus. Some went on the outside for some of it, then it came inside, and they got like it. And then a lot of the times, like a lot of these women, none of them eliminated anybody, because Nyla was eliminating 10 people. So a lot of them got no eliminations. They were in this match to get eliminated. So that was also part of the reason why it sucked. But you know, it was just a match it felt like a match that was just there. Nyla Rose won. Good for her. Then we get to the next part of the buy-in. The private party versus the best, not the best friends. Jack Evans and Angelico. Yeah, only one take. Jack Evans and Angelico. This was a spot fest. I ain't gonna lie, it was a spot fest. They were flipping and doing everything. They were showing off in the beginning, just doing dance moves and hopping on their hands and whatnot. But once they got into nitty gritty, it was just a spot fest. Reverse runners, dives, everything you can expect from these athletic men was just there. I can't call any spots because it was action jam-packed. Now, I liked it, even though it was a spot fest. But if you're looking for in-ring psychology, it wasn't there. Nonetheless, Private Party did win the match after a Rana into a cutter from Private Party onto Angelico. And they got the pin. So they won the match. After the match, Angelico and Jack Evans shake the hands of Private Party. But Jack Evans looks like frustrated. And I'm like, he's about to turn on him, isn't he? And then they fucking turn on Private Party. They attack him, so they're heels now. I'm like, alright. I guess that's fine. I mean, they're high flying. Like, usually high flyers as heels, like, they can work, but for the most part, it's hard to boo them when they're doing, like, aerial moves and shit. So, unless they dumb down their moveset just a little bit and tone it down, I don't see how that's going to work. But, no, then we get to the main show. SoCal Uncensored SCU versus Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt. This was a really good match. I enjoyed this. It was a pretty good opener for the first match. Jungle Boy, I would say Luchasaurus was the shining star of this match. He was a shining star. People were most excited for him. He was doing his kicks and flips. I mean, he was flipping at some points. But a lot of the flips came from Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt, which is pretty cool. Marco Stunt got into this match a few times, and he was showing out. And the crowd was getting behind him, which I liked a lot. Because for the longest time, like, whenever he would come out, like, he would get ovations, but not, like, good. So I was like, okay, how's the crowd gonna react to him with this faction? Like, he's with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, and people love them. But are they gonna accept Marco Stunt as part of it? Now, I know some people don't, and that's fine. But enough people did, so that made it work. And there was this really cool tag team move in here, where, they, like, I think Luchasaurus threw him onto, I believe, Frank Kazarian. And Jungle Boy pushed Marco Stunt into a spinning tilt-a-whirl. He got, like, a few spins on this before hitting a DDT, which was a dope-ass move. In the end, though, it was Luchasaurus who got the pin over SC. Oh, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. What am I talking about? I'm thinking of another match. It was fucking Christopher Daniels. Christopher Daniels ended up getting both Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt in a tombstone position. Frank Kazarian came off the ropes, thrusted them both down, and he pinned Marco Stunt. So SCU won the match. It was a fun match. Luchasaurus basically ran the whole thing with SCU. Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt got in here at some points, but that was the party. That was the party. Then we get into the Cracker Barrel Clash. That was a dumb name for this match, but the Cracker Barrel Clash between Darby Allin, Joey Janela, and Jimmy Havoc. Yeah, it was good stuff. You know, a bunch of spots in here you would expect from these three men. Darby Allin throwing his body into the wind and doing a bunch of dumb shit. Like, there was one point in here, right? Jimmy Havoc is on the steps, and he gets the Cracker Barrel. Now, we all wondering, when is the Cracker Barrel going to be used, right? So he grabs the Cracker Barrel barrel. The Cracker Barrel barrel, right? He grabs the barrel. He decides, I'm going to go to the top rope with it. And I'm like, this is not going to end well. This is not going to end well. This is not going to end well. So he's not even facing Jimmy Havoc, who's on the steps on the outside. His back is turned. I'm like, he's about to do a senton on the barrel on the Jimmy Havoc. Jimmy's going to move, because there's no way Jimmy's taking that move. That's going to seriously hurt or puncture him or seriously injure. Like, there's no way Jimmy Havoc's taking that bump. And as you guess, he launches off. Jimmy Havoc moves, and he crashes onto the barrel, onto the steel steps. And I'm like, Darby Allin, I don't know how you still walk. Like, he gets his, like, mind you, Joey Janela, he's done some dumb shit in the past. And Jimmy Havoc's done some dumb shit in the past in their respective death matches. But Darby Allin was taking bumps like a fucking madman in this match. Joey Janela was too. Jimmy Havoc was a few times, but Darby Allin was just doing some dangerous shit. I was just like, oh my god, bro. Like, I think it was him who took that spot where Joey Janela, there was a table set up on the outside, like draped across the barricade and the apron. And he's sitting, like, he's on the apron, and Joey Janela does a step-up sunset flip powerbomb onto him, onto the table on the outside. And it basically was a fucking flipping power driver because of the way he landed. But I'm just like, holy shit, Darby. Like, what the fuck else can you take, man? In the end, though, after all those spots, Jimmy Havoc ended up nailing a acid rainmaker onto Joey Janela through the barrel and got the pin. So, Joey Janela won the match. Oh, not Joey Janela. What am I talking about? One take, that's all I'm doing. Jimmy Havoc pinned Joey Janela to win the match. That was a really good triple threat match. It was everything you expect from a Cracker Barrel clash. Hopefully, we never get that dumbass name for a triple threat hardcore match ever again. Then we get into the next one: Kenny Omega versus Pac. Kenny Omega has not really had, I would say, a great match since his match with Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom. So we've kind of been looking for, I've been looking for at least, I don't know about you guys, but I've been looking for a great match for Kenny Omega ever since then. So, here's how this match went. It was, I don't know. Maybe it was that I was tired. I think it was that I was tired. I had to be tired because I felt like it was probably a great match, but I didn't think it was all that great. They were doing some good spots in here. It was a little slow in the beginning. Kenny Omega was really cocky in the beginning, which I'm telling you, man, we're gonna heal Kenny Omega soon. Y'all just brushing by me like I'm just speaking words of bullshit, but we're gonna get healed Kenny soon, and when it happens, y'all gonna be like, damn, Tyler, you were right. But anyway, he was being heelless in the beginning, but then Pac kind of switched the dynamic, and he became the heel, and Kenny was the face, and he was taking over the match for the good portion, and it was good stuff in here from both men. Kenny Omega, of course, hitting his V triggers and his German suplexes and all that kind of stuff. He had a electric chair into a German suplex, which was just wow. That was dope. That was probably one of the best spots in the match, and Pac kicked out of it. He never did his one-winged angel in this match, which basically played into why he did not get the win. Because Pac, when he went for the one-winged angel, Pac reversed it into like a... I thought Kenny reversed it into a fireman's carry position, but Pac ended up locking in his Rings of Saturn. It was a standing Rings of Saturn, though. Like, in that position, Kenny was standing up, and Kenny was using his strength to hold him up, which I thought was impressive. That he was able to hold him up in a submission. Kenny's trying his hardest. If I were Kenny, I would have just did a Samoan drop onto him, and that could have broke the pin, but broke the hole, but whatever. So he's falling down to his mat. He's falling down. He's like, oh, he's fading. And next thing you know, he falls down to the mat. I thought he's pinning him. I thought the referee's about to count the pin. But no, the referee stops the match. Kenny Omega passes out. Referee stops the match. Pac is the winner. I'm like, oh. Okay, because I had the prediction that Pac was going to lose and Kenny Omega was going to win. Because Pac walked on him. He shouldn't get rewarded for walking out on him. So I thought he was gonna win. He was gonna lose, and Kenny was gonna win. So that way he can get some more momentum. Because Kenny, for all intents and purposes, he's only won like one match so far in AEW. Like, he kind of needed it, but I guess not. So Pac won this match. I'm guessing he'll probably be next in line for the AEW World Championship sometime in the near future, since he beat Kenny Omega here. Nonetheless, we didn't get into the next match. Best Friends versus the Dark Order. Winner earns a first round tournament bye. Honestly, I was probably the least interested in this match. It was some good stuff in here, mind you, but like I was kind of half into it, maybe a little half dozing off, a little bit on my phone. Like it was okay. It was good. It was okay. I wouldn't say it was. No, it was decent. It was a decent match. Because okay would like basically be saying like it wasn't like good at all, but it wasn't bad. So I would say it was a decent match. In the end though, it was the Dark Order that finished off, I believe, Chucky T, and they got the pin over the Best Friends. So they're getting the first round buys, I guess they would. So after the match, the lights go out, and I said, they're probably leaving, I guess, or whatever, because there's not a single point in my mind that I think CM Punk was coming at. Not when the lights went out, not when the show ended, never thought it whatsoever. So, who comes out? Nobody but Orange Cassidy. Orange fucking Cassidy comes out here, and he has his hands in his pockets. He's strutting down. He's not strutting down. He's in the ring. He's strutting down afterwards. But he's in the ring. He appears in the ring like the fucking Undertaker, which I thought was just fucking hilarious overall. He did a Undertaker entrance as the Under Cassidy, the Oranger Taker, the Oranger Taker. There we go. That's gonna be the new slang for Orange Cassidy when we do that. He's the Oranger Taker. No one's gonna catch on to that but me. First time y'all hear it here. Nonetheless, though. So Orange Cassidy appears in the ring. He lays out both men with both hands in his pocket the whole time, glasses on and all. And the best friends come into the ring and they hug Orange Cassidy. So I guess Orange Cassidy and the best friends are a unit now. Which I'm thinking, like, we have, like, how many 6-man tag teams? You have Kenny Omega and the Bucks, and every pair of them together, right? You got this team of Orange Cassidy and best friends. You got Marco Stunt, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy. There's another one mixed in. Are they building up to, like, a 6-man tag titles? It just seems like there's a lot of 6-man tag teams in here. They could really do a 6-man tag team titles if they want. Now would they do it now? Because it seems a bit early. But I'm just saying. I think they could in a very near future. But that was that match. Then we get into the next match. Riho versus Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's Championship spots. This is the second spot in the match. Whoever wins this match is going to face Nyla Rose for the AEW Women's Championship. This is a great match. This is a great match. It was. I feel like I probably was not as into as I could have been because once again getting groggy. But it was fast paced most of the way through. Riho was she was going at Hikaru Shida, who I still feel she has not shown her true potential yet. Even in this match, I feel like she hasn't shown her true potential yet. I mean, she was getting the moves on Riho. She was dissecting her back, and Riho was doing stomps galore. Like, she did, every time she did a stomp, she, like, landed right in the midsection of Hikaru Shida, too. Like, I felt like she was going to stomp this woman, and she was going to, like, barf or something the way she was landing on her. Like, that's how I started to feel doing this match at some points. But they bowed out, I believe, for a good 10-15 minutes. Riho ended up getting was it a crucifix or was it, she did some type of roll-up and got the pin over Hikaru Shida. And Riho is going to be faced off against Nyla Rose for the AEW Women's Championship on the first AEW TV show. Good for Riho. She's probably I think she's the best record of all the women in the show, honestly. What is she? 4-0, 3-1. I think she started 4-0 or 3-1. I think she's 3-1 because I think she lost the tag team match at Fight for Fallen, so she would be 3-1. But Riho, they're really investing a lot in her. So between her and Nyla Rose, I can honestly see Riho winning the AEW Women's Championship. Now, they keep on saying on commentary that, Riho was partners with Kenny Omega, which really explains a lot about how far she's made it. But I don't want to make it seem like, she's only going to push because she's Kenny Omega's buddy, but she's talented. She is, but whenever they announce it on commentary, it doesn't really help her case. I'm just saying. Nonetheless, really good match on both women. It was probably one of the best matches of the night. Then we get to Cody versus Shawn Spears. This was another... Let me start off with this entrance, right? So we have Brandy, DDP, and we have MJF walking down to the ring. Like, who is he going to choose? There's going to be one of these three men. So they walk down the ring with Pharaoh. Now Cody does his entrance. He's coming up from underneath the stage. You know, they have a platform that puts him up there. He comes up from underneath the stage, and you see, like, Brandy, DDP, and MJF kind of, like, in the, like, entrance. Like, that, the little circular thing where they come in through. You see them kind of standing there. Cody's in the middle, and the fireworks go off. Now I'm sitting here like, why the fuck is the dog there while the fireworks are going off? Like, dogs hear shit 1,000 times, however much louder than humans. Why is the dog there? Like, y'all gonna scare this dog shitless and it's gonna try to run. And that's exactly what happened. Pharaoh tried to fucking run. Like, cause mind you, the fireworks, he wasn't doing them something. The fireworks just fucking went off for no reason. Like, Cody wasn't doing any pose or anything. They're just showing off that they have pyro and WWE doesn't use it. But the dog, you could just see the dog in the corner trying to run off. Brandy and DDP are trying to calm the dog down, but the dog's not having it. Pharaoh's trying to run either way to get away from it, but they're trying to calm him down. And you could see, like, as they're making their way down to the ring, Pharaoh wants to be anywhere but there. He's just trying to get away from wherever that sound came from. And Brandy's basically all but trying to force the dog to come to the ring with them. She's not, like, tugging it by its neck or anything, but she's, like, trying to calm it down and trying to walk it down the ramp. Pharaoh was just itsy the whole time. And I felt so bad for Pharaoh. Like, why did y'all bring this dog out here? I get y'all want to show it off because it's a beautiful dog. Pharaoh's a beautiful dog. I'd buy a dog like Pharaoh if I had the chance, if I had the money. But there was no reason Pharaoh was out there during that fire. If there was going to be no pyro, fine. But the fact that there was pyro and they thought it was a good idea to bring their dog out there was just fucking stupid. So this made the entrance that really ruined the entrance for me was the whole Pharaoh thing, but nonetheless, Cody came out, Shawn Spears came out. His entrance was pretty cool too because he was just kind of sitting on the apron, and then the crowd booed him until he revealed his face underneath that underneath the was it like a tarp or something? Underneath like the scarf, and then he revealed that he had contacts, and I'm like, okay. It was like the day that fucking. It was like that day that fucking Roman Reigns is wearing like blue eye contacts. I'm just like, why? Why is he wearing contacts? Okay. So, Cody chooses MJF. Cool. Even though I feel like Brandy's more of a ride or die than MJF is, he chooses MJF. Match is underway. First thing Tully Blanchard's doing is trying to cheat. And Cody suicide dives onto him. Suicide dives onto Shawn Spears. Sorry for stumbling. And then he punches Tully Blanchard. Like, it's just hot right off the bat. They're going into the crowd. They're bound to get out. What annoyed me about this match was that even though MJF was his manager, MJF contributed absolutely nothing. Not a single thing to this match did MJF contribute. Nothing. He tried to help out Cody, but Tully Blanchard did the most in this match. Tully Blanchard was hitting him, he was distracting him, he was getting involved. MJF was like, come on, referee, you're doing it, like distracting referee. I'm like, you're doing more to hurt Cody than you are to help him. Go to the fucking back. Like, get off my screen. You're not doing anything. There was one cool spot in here with him, though. He gets in the ring with Tully Blanchard, and Tully Blanchard's ready to go. He starts wrapping up his fist. I'm like, oh shit, all right, Tully. Wraps up his fist, crowd hype. He takes off his jacket. He's ready to go at MJF. I'm like, yo, let's fucking go. I forgot how he got out of the ring at some point. He got out of the ring. Arn Anderson fucking comes out, lays out Shawn Spears with a spine buster, and then leaves. And that led Tully Blanchard to fall behind him. Like, what the fuck are you doing? He just falls behind him and leaves Shawn Spears in the ring, which is stupid. Cody Rhodes ends up, and I don't like the finish. The finish just didn't do it for me because the way it's set up. So Shawn Spears gets a chair, right? Gets a chair, nowhere near Cody, but Cody goes for the disaster kick, and Shawn Spears with the chair puts it in front of his face and walks into position like a dumbass. That spot looked so fake. Like, I get wrestling is scripted, and you can say wrestling is fun, but it's not supposed to look fake. That spot looked super fake. The way he walked in position to get hit with that disaster kick onto the chair. I'm like, alright, whatever. So then he hits the crossroads and gets the pin. So I wasn't a fan of the finish. But the match itself was good. Wasn't anything like strong. I think it went 5 minutes longer than it should have. But nonetheless, Cody won the match. Then we get into the co-main event. The AAA tag team titles are on the line as Lucha Brothers go up against the Young Bucks in a ladder match. Escuela de la Muerte match. This was a heavy spot fest. As you guys would guess, heavy spots all around. Canadian destroyers, super kicks, package pile drivers, moves off the topper, moves off ladders, moves on the chairs, moves onto everything. I can't even call a single spot in here because there was just too much to document. Pentagon Jr. I was scared for Phoenix. As y'all know, Phoenix got injured. He almost broke his leg, I think, a few weeks prior to this match. I think a week prior to this match, he almost broke his leg. So I was like, he's probably not going to do a lot in this match, I imagine. So, he did a lot, though. So, it's Matt Jackson and Pentagon in this match. 20 minutes in, they're on top of ladders, they're battling out. Matt Jackson just straight up pulls his whole mask off. Just completely unmasked Pentagon. He falls onto the mat covering his face. He goes to grab the titles, but Phoenix pushes him down. Pentagon's looking for his mask. He's trying to grab at it. He gets his mask back, and they get back into the ring. They manage to hit package pile drivers onto both men, or get him down somehow, some way. And the Lucha Brothers ended up winning the match. They pull down the titles, and they retain the AAA World Tag Team Championships. After the match, they get attacked by these two men in masks, and it turns out to be Santana and Ortiz from LAX, which is dope. Now, I don't know all too much about the new LAX. I know much about the old LAX, not the new LAX. I've seen them in like probably 1 or 2 matches. So, crowd was hyped for it, so I'm sure it's going to be a great tag team asset to the tag team tournament, to the tag team division overall. Curious to see who's going to be the AEW Tag Team Champions. This wasn't for the AEW Tag Team Championships, it was for the AAA Tag Team Championships. So this match, in a sense, while it was great, it did nothing for AEW. But it was still a great match nonetheless. For a spot fest, but still great. Nonetheless, then we get into the main event. Chris Jericho versus Hangman Page for the AEW Championship. I thought it was really good. Probably, I wouldn't say it was Jericho's best match this year. Was it Jericho's best match this year? Was this Janelle? His best match was against Naito earlier in the year. This match was really good. Hangman Page did a lot to kind of sell the fact that he's down and out. He's the underdog. He did a lot to appear as the underdog in this match, even though he's the most agile of both men, which at points it seemed a little realistic that he's the underdog at that point. But Chris Jericho was going at him. He ended up getting busted open with rolling up from Hangman Page and started bleeding. And it was like around like the storytelling here. He obviously bleeded. But it was on like the same cut on the eyebrow that Hangman Page got cut on. So that's obviously storytelling aspect. I thought it was pretty cool. The blood didn't add too much to the match. He wasn't pouring or anything, but it was there. The blood was there. That's all I'm going to say. Nonetheless, they all hit their greatest hits on each other. And they didn't really hit their finishers until like, I think like 15, 20 minutes into the match. How long did the match go? The match had to go at least like 20, 25 minutes. Yeah, it was 26 minutes. The longest match of the show. They hit their moves. Jericho hits the code breaker. He goes for a buckshot and Jericho hits the code breaker. And I thought it was going to be it. But I'm like, oh, wait a minute. No, his new finisher is the Judas effect. Blech. One take's all I'm doing. Then I'm going to work. So he hits the code breaker and he kicks out. Hangman Page, a few minutes after that, bounces back. Ends up hitting the buckshot. Then the last right. And I'm like, this is it. Hangman Page is going to win. But Chris Jericho manages to power out and kick out of the move. So, they're still going at it for a little bit. Hangman Page is about to come. He's starting to make a comeback. And then out of nowhere, this is why I love this move so much. Because he can literally hit this move whenever he wants. There's almost no setup to it. All you got to do is a back elbow. It's an out of nowhere move that works. It's not the cleanest looking move, but it works. So Chris Jericho hits his Judas effect onto Hangman Page. The crowd immediately boos because they're like, okay, this match is over. And it is. 1, 2, 3. Chris Jericho gets the pin over Hangman Page and is the inaugural AEW World Champion. Now, I know some of you don't like this because it's like Chris Jericho's 48 years old. He shouldn't be the champion because it should be Hangman Page. And, I agree with you to an extent on that. I do think that if you want to build up a new star, Hangman Page winning made the most sense. But I think they went with the most comfortable guy. I think they went with the guy who people know them well, that most well-known guy, the people everyone knows the most, which is Chris Jericho in that sense. So him as the first ever AEW World Champion for AEW works, helps them on TV at least. Chris Jericho is visibly like crying after the match, which I felt that so much because it's like after all these years, I don't think he's been a world champion since 2008. Yeah, like 8 or 9. He hasn't been a world champion in like 10 years. So after all these years, he finally is world champion again of this new company. It's a new direction for his career. It's a new path. And this dude's like all emotional, trying to hold back the tears. He's trying to fight it. He's trying to fight it. You see his face is all scrunched up. His eyes are red. All but tears are falling down. And he's celebrating. I almost couldn't help but like want to cry myself. Like, yes, Jericho, it's all you. You did it, Jericho. You did it. But in the end, Chris Jericho won the match. Everyone's wondering, is CM Punk going to come out? Is CM Punk going to come out? He goes up the ramp. He poses. I hear the cameraman clearly loud as day yelling, "Alright, we're going off air. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1." And then they go off air. Like, nope, no CM Punk. That's sad for all of you who really were sitting there expecting that. I did not expect for a single second. As soon as this show started, I said, CM Punk's not coming out. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't see it happening. CM Punk is not coming out here. And it's crazy to think that there were a lot of people. Now, I'm shocked. I'm so shocked that there was no CM Punk chance during this show, unless I didn't hear them. There was no CM Punk chance during this entire show. I was surprised by that. But there were a lot of people who were upset on Twitter, on whatever, like, oh, no CM Punk. I couldn't believe AEW needs him. AEW does not fucking need CM Punk. WWE does not need CM Punk. Unless you're an independent company, New Japan, no one needs CM Punk. I love CM Punk. CM Punk will always be my second all-time favorite wrestler. But he's been gone for 5 whole years. What makes you think he's coming back now? If he's been gone for 5 years, and he said every single time he's not coming back to wrestling, I'm not coming back to wrestling, I'm not coming back to wrestling, why are you still insisting that he's coming back? Like, I've started believing him after the 3rd year. This first year, I'm like, oh, he's coming back. 2nd year, he's coming back. 3rd year, maybe not. 4th year, oh yeah, he's done. He ain't coming back. It's 2019. Get over it. CM Punk left wrestling high and dry. Move on. There's so many other talents. Stop reflecting on CM Punk to save wrestling. Wrestling is great just how it is. So that was AEW All Out. That was a really good show. I think of the 4 AEW shows, this would be 3rd on my list. It wasn't the best show. I think Double or Nothing was the best show. But it wasn't a bad, none of their shows are bad. Don't get me wrong, but of the shows they've had, this is 3rd. It would go Double or Nothing, Fyter Fest, All Out, and then Fight for the Fallen. So, where do these pay-per-views rank? What's what I say was the best? What's in the middle? What is the least? So first off, the least best of the weekend was Royal Quest. First off, the first hour of the show was nothing but lag, so that probably killed anyone's enjoyment of it right off the bat. So that you should expect that to be last. But then, after it came back, I started to pick up a little bit, but the lag kind of killed the mood for me. Like, I couldn't get into the show after that. I mean, Kenta vs. Ishii was good, you know, fucking GOD and Aussie Open was good. The main event was good, but, like, that was it. There was really nothing else on that show of any substance. It wasn't a great show. It's nothing above that. I feel like it wasn't worth $25. Like, I'm actually kind of mad at me. $25 just to watch that show. So, yeah, no. Royal Quest is last. Second, I would say would be All Out. I think All Out was a damn good show. But after watching NXT UK TakeOver, and that show just had good match, great match, a really long, big storytelling aspect. You had a debut, the return, well, NXT UK debut of Cesaro. A damn great tag team match I thought was the best match of the entire weekend. Everything all around about NXT UK TakeOver I felt like was just better than those 2 shows. So if you ask me how it goes Royal Quest, All Out, NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff. And I didn't think I'd be able to say UK TakeOver was better than All Out, but it was. It's an subjective opinion. Don't get butthurt about it if you thought All Out was better. Don't get butthurt about it if you thought that Royal Quest was better. But that being said, guys, that was Chill Pill Podcast Episode 3. Comment down below, what did you guys think of all 3 shows? What did you guys think of this weekend? What was your favorite show? What was your favorite match? What are you looking forward to see from both NXT UK and AEW? I mean, both shows happened today. So the war is starting, basically now. So far, going off of this, NXT won today. NXT is 1, AEW 0. For me, the war has started today because they both aired on the same day. So, as it stands for me, NXT 1, AEW 0. When we get the TV, I might change it and just set it back to 0, but as of right now, NXT 1. So, what do you guys think? Comment down below, let me know. I love you guys always, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace out, guys.